right, we're going live. I'm assuming we're live. So welcome. Hello, everybody. This is Debuffed Gaming News Dispelled with our Wildstar open table discussion. We will be taking any kind of questions, within reason, from our Twitch channel, and just talking some Wildstar. Obviously, there hasn't been any really big information except what we talked about last week. The changes that they're making. They stopped beta. They will restart beta. Obviously, these are going to be fantastic changes. Really looking forward to seeing how they play out. Really looking forward to this game. So, I'm going to pass this over to Cannon. Cannon is going to be our Dominion guild leader. We've got... Let me introduce everybody else. We've got Strieg, who is Cannon's executive officer for the Dominion.
No.
What did I do?
Creed is the Dominion executive.
Didn't I say Creed? I said Strieg?
You said Strieg.
You guys, Your names are too close. We need to change names, okay? So, what can
the
I call
handsome-looking one.
Strieg is...
Oh, thank you.
Is Exile executive officer. Creed is the Dominion executive officer. Stop picking on me. So, Cannon, how are you feeling about Wildstar so far? What do you feel about the changes they're putting into place? What are you looking forward to? What are your expectations? Let's just talk Wildstar.
Talk Wildstar. Well, I'm of two opinions that, like we were talking earlier. I'm glad that they've taken a step back to improve their combat system, improve their crafting. Make it a little bit easier for crafters to start out and then get to the complicated portion of it. I think they have good ideas from what we saw from last week's Wildstar Wednesday. But I really want to get my teeth into this game. I want to play. Like Streak said, give me the game, give me something to play. But make it right too, and so I'm kind of getting torn, and it's kind of frustrating to do that, And I really want to get in there with the people, Like Grievance is my family, and I want to get in there. I want to play games with them.
Absolutely.
I'm playing Star Wars, but I'm ready to move on to the next big thing.
Right. Right. So we have a question from Onrez here in our Twitch channel. He's saying we're missing 2 classes already. And he's saying, but not likely to see a pet class. But what do you guys think, like a pet class? Would that work well with the lore, Strieg? How do you feel about that?
Oh, wow. Classes. Pet classes. Well, you know what? Wildstar's kind of unique in that they haven't really been following a traditional path, so to speak. They've got their own little thing going on. Quite honestly, they can make up anything they want, and it's going to fit into whatever lore they decide they want to go with. So, fitting into the lore, sure, why not? I mean, they're making it up as they go along anyway, so no issues there. Can I see the mechanics of one working? To be honest, not really. The game's combat is action combat. You got the telegraphs on the ground and stuff. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, come on, pets are stupid. Like Chuas and Draken and all the other dumb animals around. So, but no, seriously, the pets they don't really have very strong AIs anyway. So you start throwing down telegraphs on the floor, and they're just going to get fried real quick. So I'm not sure if they would really work in this game. To be honest.
But do you think Carbine could actually code a better pet? Do you think that maybe they could do it? Do you think they could pull it off? What do you think?
Maybe if they did like a caster pet and kept them like way back out of melee range, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Might work.
Or they could float. Maybe they could float in a Z-axis, they wouldn't be affected.
Maybe it could be like a Roused Hour that has like a rocket launcher, and he could just stand back and shoot rockets.
Like a poor dead Roused Hour, the ghost, the spirit of a Roused Hour.
The Roused Hours could be like the exploding sheep in Worms. We could just like push a button, and it can run up to somebody and then blow up when he gets there. I think that would be pretty cool.
They could be like the Ranger classes, just send them in, get them killed, and say, okay, now let's really fight.
So, we have a question. Any of the gang from Grievance attending PAX? Well, obviously I'm not attending PAX. I live in Florida. I can't get there. So I don't know if any of you guys are attending. I haven't really heard of anybody attending. So I really am not sure. Onrez, I will say no. if somebody is attending, let me know. But right now, I don't think anybody is. Honestly.
Seattle, Washington's a long ways away
yeah,
from me. So.
Yeah.
It's a long way from Georgia. I wish I could go because from what I've read, those guys are going to have their booth set up. They're going to be playing the game. They're going to have devs sitting there. You're going to be able to talk to these guys. You're going to be able to interact with them. I'm not sure how they got their little gaming network set up, but I'm sure you'll probably be able to play the game with these guys. So that would, I mean, if I could go, I would go. I would just be there.
I'd go for the party.
That's what I was thinking. Go for the party and sit down with the dev and have a beer.
Soul Guardian is in chat, by the way. Soul Guardian in our chat, our Exile guild leader, and he's saying that scientists do have a pet. They have a pet robot. Does that count? It follows them around. It scans stuff. It does things.
It floats. See, didn't I not say it floated?
It won't get stuck on a rock, right? It won't get stuck on a pixel somewhere. I know I've played other games with pets where you would go to send your pet and you'd be wondering where the heck is your pet, and you turn around and your pet is stuck on a rock. So I see your point. Totally. See your point. So there's no other questions. Guys, any questions? If not, I am just going to take this and run with it. And we will talk about plushies and companion pets and mounts, and my phone just went off. But so housing, can we talk a little bit about housing? Creed, how do you feel about housing? I'm going to turn my phone off. It's so fluffy, I'm going to die.
I am excited about housing. I am a huge housing fanatic. I played a game in the past that had housing. I'll just go ahead and say it, Star Wars Galaxies. Anybody who played that game knows how extensive housing was and how you could just put stuff anywhere you wanted. You could put stuff on the walls. You could build an armor set standing up there in full glory in a corner. Stuff on the floor, tables, chairs, couches, whatever you wanted. All the stuff that you did when you went out and you did your quest, and you got some kind of some kind of big trophy, hanging on the wall. I'm excited over that right there, and things that you can craft. You can craft some kind of little special ornament to go on top of the table that you got from a quest that you did on this other planet over here. And when people go into your house and they see, man, look at all the stuff this guy did right here. Man, look at that right there. And that's what I'm excited about. People can come into my house and they can see what I've done. They can see everything that I've experienced in this game.
I think Shinmei brings up a good question there. Is the guild going to have a house artist contest? I think that's a really good idea. We can have our people go and take screenshots of their houses, put them up on our forums, and we could have people vote on them. What do you guys think is the best house? And, that would be a great contest to do, like, say, once a month, once every couple months. I don't know what a good amount of time is to do that in it, but I think she brings up a good idea right there.
I think that's a great idea.
Once a month was what a lot of games did. They would actually, and there are people that take that stuff very seriously.
Mm-hmm,
oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And anything that will pull the guild together like that is a plus in my book. If we can get everybody on the same page, working on the same thing, pulling us all together, it's well worth it. But
when they see a person who has been posted as the winner of this huge housing contest, and they see all the screenshots, they're all over it. They're like, man, that's a good idea. I never thought of that.
Absolutely.
I'm going to put that in my house. And it just escalates. It just, the ideas just explode. They just go everywhere.
Yeah. Had the hot tub in my basement, then the hot tub moved upstairs, and I had, oh man, that was great.
Hey, Cannon. So tell me, are you more excited for war plots, 40-man raids, or your house?
My house. I've never been a big raider. I am looking for somebody to show me how to do it, but the housing really has me excited. But then again, we have war plots where we can build up our war plots. That has me excited too. I plan on making a settler, and I want to help our PvPers do great in the war plots, and I'm excited about all of it, to be honest.
How about you, Streak?
They are all pretty high up there, but I gotta say raids, hands down, raids is on my list. Is very top. I've gone way too long with these new modern MMOs that decide they're not going to do raid content end game, and I've become a game hopper, which I hate. I hate game hopping, and that's what it's turned into because there's just nothing there, and raids I think is really the missing key to all those games. So I have to put that top on my list.
Elder game, very, very important. And what about you, Creed? What are you most excited about?
I have to go with Streak. I'm ready for the raids. No matter how many people's in the raid, if it's a 10, 20, or a 40. When we finally all are wearing our best suits, when we're wearing our best suit, that we feel good, and so when we're all in the group and we're beginning this new instance or we're beginning this new raid, that's going to be a huge rush. That's going to be old times coming back right there.
Yeah, and myself, I'm very excited to raid. I'm very excited because I've been in Grievance for quite a while now, and I love the community, and I can't wait to get into a game that has these huge raids where we can all get together as one cohesive group and just die and die, and just have that sense of accomplishment, that sense of holy crap, it took us a month to kill this boss, but we finally did it. And look it, Avicious got a piece of gear finally. Woo!
Shinies, lots of shinies.
I'm really, really looking forward to that. But on the other hand, my house is going to be my baby. I cannot wait to buy everything for my house. And if, like I said before, if there is a cash shop that has plushies or decorations, I am going to be broke. And it's going to be bad. You guys, I'm going to need an intervention, so check up on Nionya from time to time. Make sure she's not rocking in the corner of her house because she needs another plushie. So,
open up the door and it's just I can't get in.
I need to get my plushie, please.
That's the way my house is going to be.
So somebody asked if we were going to have guilds, both Exile and Dominion. Obviously we are. We've got Cannon for our Dominion guild leader, and we've got Soul Guardian in chat for our Exile guild leader. However, we will not be on the same server. They will be on different servers. That's the way Grievance always does it. We usually have a presence on both factions, but they are never on the same realm. So
that allows us to both Grievance guilds, they have the Grievance name, because if we end up on the same server, one could be Grievance and the other one have to have a different name, which we actually don't have copyrighted as well. So, and plus then for PvP, if we end up PvPing against anybody and things start get a little tension there, we don't need that between our guild members either. So there's good reasons for it.
We have a question. Speaking of raiding, and I'll direct this at Cannon being the raid. The guild leader, not the raid leader.
Don't make me the raid leader. No,
I'm not the raid leader either. But they're asking if we will have a loot system in place, what our loot system will be, or if we're just going to do direct rolls. And what I recall is that is a guild leader kind of decision of where you're going with the loots, right?
Assuming that we have a need-greed system that can be controlled with a master loot or anything like that, it will be a DKP system of some sort that will be decided amongst the officers and submitted to the council. This is our plan, and will this work for us? We'll keep it easy, obviously. We want something simple that everybody can walk in and go, oh, yeah, that's easy. It would be a closed bidding process. We don't want people ramping up bids like crazy, 5, 10. I don't want to see a storage wars thing going on in our raids. But we also need to make sure we can also streamline it too, because with 40 people, I assume we're going to get a lot of gear dropping off bosses. So we're going to have a way to also make sure it moves along, because we gotta move for the raids too. We got to get that stuff down. We can't stop and wait 5, 10, 15 minutes after a boss to hand out loot. So
right.
Now,
sorry,
this does kind of go along. We don't really know how Wildstar is going to handle loot either. So for all we know, they may be going to the more modern style of loot drops, where once the mob gets killed, everybody gets their own little loot pile from it.
That would be cool.
So maybe gems or something that you use to buy your gear, or maybe just gear specific for your class. So, if they go that route with loot, we may not need any kind of system in place.
I would like that system.
I guess.
That would be a pretty cool system. I'm not going to cross my fingers, though.
And make it easy on the raid leader. Sorry about that, Creed. Go ahead.
It's okay. From some of the little few things that I saw, I've noticed that when you killed something, stuff just dropped all over the ground.
That's true.
Is it going to be like a race to? Oh, we just killed this boss, and there's stuff all over the ground, and then.
I hope they don't do that.
Well, I hope they don't do that either. And that's
I get the
plushie. And so I hope there's some sort of scroll down window, and you can go through the window, and you can that type of
could be.
Yeah.
Well, let's back up. Let's back up a little bit to last week. The information that came out, because Cannon, you weren't here last week when we talked about it. I want to know, did you follow the changes that went on, and how do you feel about the changes with player progression and the quest changes? Did you read the whole Wildstar Wednesday last week, or do we need to teach you?
Well, I do need to be taught a lot. I my memory is like a sieve. Anyway, but yes, I did
a lot.
But I did read it, yes, and I think it's a good. What they've done. I always hated with people running through zones and various games I've been in, and tagging mobs and everything, and then you don't get your experience from it. And and I didn't realize that the problem they had with support classes, not something just happened. There we go. I didn't realize the problem with the support class is not getting XP. I mean, once I read that, I was like, oh, God, that's a huge issue there. So I'm glad that they've taken a step back and said, we got to fix this, and we got to fix this right. So, I applaud you, Carbine. Good choice. So
I'm going to go ahead and direct a question at this Twitch channel. How do you guys feel about the loot changes, not the loot changes, the quest changes that they're putting into place? Are you happy with these changes? Are you glad that they're taking the extra time and postponing the game, or is this something that y'all are a little upset about? Just curious. Just go ahead and type it out there, and I'll let them know what you guys are thinking. So while they're doing that, we talked about this last week, obviously, Streak. But did you want to touch base on it again?
No.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
No, you can say no. I'll just ignore you. It's okay.
Everybody ignores me anyways.
Streak, when did you get here?
Oh my goodness. Streak, what jersey? Is that a Cowboys jersey you've got on?
This is Carolina Panthers.
Burn.
I'm missing the Panthers for this podcast, so I get brownie points.
Magic Rules says, let me see how the game works. I don't judge a game before I play. And Onrez says he's very happy they are taking real feedback, but I worry about support classes getting a fair shake in the results. Now, support classes they had definitely highlighted, did they not?
They did, and they will get their fair shake as long as they're in groups. Now, there's been some concern that, outside a group, you want to run around and heal somebody that needs help, and they won't get no credit for that. I'll be honest with you, I don't care. I personally, and this is just my opinion, but personally, I am just sick and tired of these games that you go in and you run around and you play, and there's somebody else playing. Everybody's playing a single-player game. The whole concept of grouping has gone out the window. Now everybody wants to just run around and play their own single-player game and heal people and get credit for it. And you know what? Where's the days where you ran around and healed people just to be nice? Where's the I want to play with this person? And well, then group up with them. Come on.
That was my whole big point. The last time we did this was, and I am not at all angry about this change. I am all for it. You run around. Say you are by yourself. It's a slow day. No one's online. You're all by yourself. You're running around, and you see somebody else out there in trouble, and you help them, whether you're a healer or a DPS or whatever.
Right.
If you hit that threshold, you're going to get the experience, whether they're grouped or not. You're going to get the experience. And then you're going to say, if you do damage. Exactly, yeah. Thank you.
Just healing won't do it, but why do you need?
I forgot about that. You have to do the damage, too. The damage is important. If the guy's not gilded, hey, let's just stay grouped up. Let's just keep going,
Yep.
New friend. That's my main thing right there, is that I think that Carbine has definitely thought about community. They didn't think about the solo guy that he has no care in the world about. They cared about the people who are actually, maybe their guild is not on, but they're still thinking about community. They're still thinking, I just helped that guy. That guy's going to remember who I was. I'm going to remember who he was. And
Absolutely.
one day, we're going to probably run into each other again. And so it's a whole, sooner or later, it's a full circle.
All right, Kumba had a pretty good statement here. He says, I like the tagging. I hate to be a dot class, not being able to tag it fast enough, but I feel like the bar for killing mobs is just beating a dead horse. I would rather see the number I need to kill. So how do you feel? I personally, I like having the ability to choose. If I have, a couple strong guild mates to group up with, I can go kill 5 elites and fill up my bar. Or if I'm solo, I can go kill 50 little bunnies to fill up my bar. So for me, either way, it doesn't matter if they said, kill 5 elites or kill 50 bunnies, or it says, fill up this bar. To me, it's kind of the same thing. But how do you guys feel? Streak.
That's what I like.
Creed.
Oh, sorry.
Cannon, go ahead.
Somebody!
Go, Cannon, your puppy! Look at your puppy!
Man, I think that's going to be a major issue is finding that sweet spot for Carbine devs of where that threshold is to get experience, and I can definitely see the concern with that. I personally don't want to know what that number is, and I'll tell you why. Because if I'm a lazy gamer and I know my threshold is 1,000 damage and I get credit, what am I going to do? I'm going to go pluck everybody's mob for 1,000 damage and move on to the next one and get the most credit and spread it around. And that's exactly what I don't like, and I think that's what they're trying to avoid, is people that are just not helping out to help and not playing to play. They're just picking off people. Now, is everybody like that? Of course not. But unfortunately, if you give those numbers out there, people are going to abuse them, and I think that's the slippery slope that they got to try to avoid.
Somebody's always got to ruin it.
Yeah, I know.
Throw rocks at them. Frozen peas at their forehead.
Ow.
Always Dominion.
So, Soul Guardian, I'll say it again, Exile Guild Leader, was wondering, what paths are you guys looking forward to playing? Creed.
Settler. I'm going Settler. I'm going to build stuff. And we'll go back to the house. When you come to my yard, there's going to be stuff just built everywhere. There's going to be stuff. You're not even going to know what to go to first. You're going to go over here and you're going to, ride the Ferris wheel. If I can build a Ferris wheel, or if I can over here and build a piano, you're going to step on the piano over here. I'm just, there's going to be stuff all over the place.
I'm going to roll around in plushies.
I'm going to build. I'm going to build stuff.
Creed's making a square Ferris wheel.
I have an issue with plushies. Streak, how about you? What path are you taking? Do you think you're taking?
I'm down there with Creed, man. I think I'm going Settler at this point, and I think it's because of the other options for me. I'm not a lore person by any stretch of the imagination, so I'm not going to go scientist. Is it that does the lore?
That's me. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not into lore, so I have no desire to do that. The explorer. I'll tell you right now, I love to explore. I am crappy at jump puzzles. I cannot jump. I'm not a very good ninja. So
wait a minute. Were you not just saying you were a ninja like 30 minutes ago?
I am a ninja. I am not a good ninja.
Okay. I'll give you that.
Fail. So I can't really do that class, which basically comes down to what the warrior is it? Is that what the other one is?
The soldier.
Oh, yeah, soldier. Yeah, that's the soldier and the settler, and I'm a healer, so I'm a lover, not a fighter. I'll leave settler. That's all I'm going to do.
Cannon, how about you? Somebody asked what Nionya was drinking.
Whoa.
Oh, boy.
It's one of those nights of vicious.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the crowd, too, of Settler, but, I'm doing it because, that's what Grievance is about. We're a community. Let's build a community then.
We're a family, man. We're a family.
Yeah, you know what I want? I want a big Grievance city. I do. I want to be like, hey, Grievance is over there. Why are we going over here? I don't know. Grievance is over there. Let's go. But then the second class, I think I agree with you. It's probably going to be a soldier class, so I can go out and assassinate, exiles. I mean, go out and take care of the wildlife that's encroaching upon our fortress.
Tristan wants to know if Cannon will have his monkey tagging along with him on raids.
Oh, geez. He might show up. He's been talking about it, so we're going to try and force him in there. Yeah.
And Soul says Cannon just wants to build a bar somewhere.
Well, that's true. I can just see us have toilets set up, and we'll all be drinking on the toilets.
Absolutely. I am going to Cannon's to hang out at the bar and sit on toilets. That sounds like a great time. Cat, Cannon's shoulder, laughing out loud. That's a dog, Shin.
That's a dog. that's Brandy.
And the dog has its own bed. You see that?
Yes. I'm not allowed to sleep there.
So I will answer now. I'm, as I said, going to be a scientist. I love lore. I love collecting things. I love the idea of having a little robot scan stuff, and it's just my thing. So, and I will have an alt who will be an explorer because I love to explore as well. I kind of wish I could do them both, but what I'm trying to do is I'm going to find somebody in the guild who's an explorer, and I'm going to say, "Hey, quest with me every single day until we're max level, so I can experience." The explorer and the scientist at the same time. I mean, that's what's awesome about the game is you group with your friends. If you all have a different path, you experience every single path on the way to max level, which to me is just exciting and amazing. And I can't wait. I am not excited about this game at all. No, not at all.
I have watched you play Worms on many of occasions, so I would be very interested in watching you on the little jump puzzles for an explorer.
I'm angelic again.
We'll have whole Grievance family, surrounding some tree, just laughing at Nionya trying to jump up to the next leaf.
And many screenshots.
Many screenshots, absolutely. So, I'm sorry, I had to fix my camera. What was I talking about?
I don't know. Pick a different subject.
Yes,
scientist.
Scientist. I was talking about the scientist. Yes. So, let me see. 2 healers will go, Nionya, but let's go. We shall never die. 2 healers. We will heal each other till the end, Koompa. That sounds like a plan. Question. Could you ever see the Elder as a playable race in the future?
Yes, but you have to work your way to it. I want you to have a star. I want you to have. We're gonna have 6 classes. I want you to have one of each class. Then you can have that 7th one to play. I want to make it something you work towards. Not just like a certain game that we've probably all played where you get one character up to this and, oh, here you go. And now you have an OP character. I want you to work towards the OP character. Next, anyone?
I don't see them ever coming around as a playable class. I don't know what side you would give them to. You would think Dominion, because they kind of made the Cassians, in charge, but then they kind of left them high and dry. So I don't know. I don't see that happening. I think we're gonna find out they got wiped out or something somewhere along the lines. They were experimenting with Chua's Draken mix combination and it ate them. So
num num num.
That is creepy.
Num num num.
Turn it into an unlock quest.
It went somewhere.
Yeah, turn it into an unlock quest. Turn it into, you go to this guy and you talk to him and you go on this,
epic
this
quest.
Epic, pleasurably chaotic quest, and then you unlock it. And then you can go either way, I guess. I don't know.
Somebody said they are meant to be mystical, so no, they won't.
I can
can't
see them
it
as
happening.
big boss mobs at the end of the raid, maybe.
So Tristan is asking, how much of a PvP focus will either faction have, if any? So, Cannon, I'll let you take that being the guild leader for Dominion. How much PvP focus do you think there will be?
That depends on our guild, to be honest. The people step forward looking for PvP. We're going to give them the opportunity to PvP. Somebody steps forward and says, hey, I'm willing to work at that. Well, we'll give you a shot at doing it. Prove yourself that you want to lead us in PvP, and we'll see where we go from there.
I'm really looking forward to trying PvP in Wildstar. From what I heard, there's not going to be a huge... a lot of games I've played, there's such a focus on gear. Like, you can't go from PvP and hop into PvE. Did I do that right? PvP to PvE, and quote win. Because you have to have certain stats. And they're different. But I'm not really clear on how Wildstar is kitty. Wildstar is going with the gear PvP versus PvE. So, do you guys have any idea where they're going with that, or anybody in Twitch have any idea or thoughts of? Because what I heard was you'll be able to switch from PvP to PvE and not have to worry about changing gear, and there won't be a big consequence for doing so. Is that correct?
I thought I read something about, you can get the end game gear, but you can, just a minor modification of some sort can make it into PvP gear for yourself. Mm-hmm. I thought I had read that, but at the moment I really can't remember because I don't, I'm mainly about PvE until somebody gives me the little helping hand into PvP.
Compass says he thinks it's a 10% difference. It's a slight efficiency thing. So with people like me who want to raid, I will primarily be raid focused, but I do like to PvP. A 10% difference isn't going to kill me. Like in a game I play right now, if I'm in PvE gear and I hop into PvP, forget it. I can't do anything. I can stand back and heal and hope nobody attacks me, but as far as damaging another player, it's near impossible because I don't have the stats I need to damage them. They just dodge and miss, and they absorb everything I throw at them. So that's what I kind of don't want to see. 10% reduction, I will take that because I could still use my skill and beat an opponent, with a 10%.
And it's 10% cut based on equivalent gear. Like they'll have PvP gear, they'll have PvE gear. The top PvE and the top PvP, if you compared them, there would be a 10% difference depending on which way you use them. But that's not to say that you can't have top gear PvE raid gear and somebody in PvP has, garbage. You're still above them. So it's 10% different on equal level gear, I should say.
So, we have a question. Do you think... Thank you for the question.
That was it?
No.
Yes, I do think.
Do you think that... See, I don't know. I don't want to do hot topics, but do you think that other upcoming games are going to have a direct impact on the release of Wildstar, or do you think that Wildstar is going to have their own following and other games will have their own following? Because, there's some really popular games that are coming out shortly that were just recently announced. I don't want to mention any names because this is a Wildstar video cast, but do you think that this will have an impact on the Wildstar following, how many people are going to be in their game, considering that they did push back the Wildstar release?
It's going to make things tighter, I think. But what I see happening is, with every game that comes out, you have a huge influx of people, and then it tapers off, and you get your core group. So I'm hoping that's what we see is what we normally see in games. When another game comes out,
you ruined it. I did so good.
Yeah, but I failed. We know this. But
no, anyhow, you don't. You're awesome, Ken.
When another game comes out, I think we'll see us lose some members. But, when they come over and play the next game, they might go, oh, well, I had a lot more fun over there. I'm going to play with Grievance over here. And I'm sorry, Streak, I interrupted you as you started, so continue on. Yes, I did.
I got that short-term memory, too. I'm like, what?
Squirrel! Shiny! Pushy!
I think all games have their core followings. Like Cannon said, you're going to have people that are focused on Wildstar and what Wildstar has to offer. You're going to have people that are focused on the other games and what they have to offer. And you may have people that if, say, Wildstar releases first, those people might be playing Wildstar, but as a stepping stone until their favorite game comes out.
Right.
That's about the only impact I really see is people using it as a temporary game to play until their favorite game comes out, and then they'll move around. But I don't think I think both or multiple games are going to be just as successful, regardless.
You feel the same way, Creed?
Oh, definitely. I don't think we're going to have any problem with a mass amount of people leaving Wildstar for other games, by no means. I think we're going to have such a big influx that, like these guys said, a few people might go experiment. They'll go dabble in other stuff. But some of those may even say, wow, this game's a lot better. So we may never see them again, but some of those people are going to return, like Candy said.
We will see them again, because we'll be in TeamSpeak and we'll be able to hop in their channel and taunt them and say, look, I got a new plushie today. What did you get?
But those people will come back. They'll come back and they'll say, okay, I'm back. Here I am. And we'll just, all right, here you are. Let's go. They won't lose their position. They won't lose their rank. They won't lose anything. They'll just be back.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what's so awesome about Grievance.
Let me make this statement. I heard it, and it's very true, and it's very, very good statement that, if we have a Grievance member playing a game with us, if they go and they play another game, but it's still with Grievance, that's a win for us. We continue to have more Grievance members. We'll recruit, we'll get somebody to replace him, but he's still a family member with Grievance, and that's what it's about.
Yep. So, hypothetically, if somebody was going to join Grievance Guild, what does the Grievance Guild bring to the server that is going to make it stand out above other guilds? Me, of course, but,
Oh, plushies. Obviously, plushies,
just kidding.
Yeah.
Family.
Yes.
Family.
It's first thing I thought of.
First thing,
yep.
Family. You
Honor
got a group
and loyalty.
of people, awesome people. We get along great. Everybody is very friendly. And it's family first. So even though we're very competitive at the right times, if somebody has to leave for real life, we don't care. Real life comes first. So, we don't have that elitist attitude, I guess is the word. I hate to, it's kind of a negative term, and I don't mean it in a negative way, but we definitely are a bit more laid back. But the friends, family, and the fact that we are such a large organization that expands so many different games, that if you play a game and you get bored with it and you decide to go to another game, you don't have to start all over again looking for another guild. I mean, you join, you are set for life, no matter which game comes out. You can't beat that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And we've been around forever, so it's not like we're going to collapse and you're going to say, oh, crap, that didn't work. And we've been around forever. We're not going anywhere.
3,500 people registered on our forums, so I don't think we're going anywhere anytime soon.
My best thing that I can always repeat to myself, and I try to tell this to everybody, is that whenever we invite new people into our community, their first experience with us is our welcoming mat to them, and it's first impressions are everything. To me, it is, and at the end of the day, at the end of the content run or whatever we're doing, it doesn't even have to be in a game. They can be just hanging out with TeamSpeak with us. Their first experience with us just in TeamSpeak, talking with all you guys, us, everybody. That's going to win them over right there. That's going to be the awesome first impression that we've always tried to get to people. It's the huge first impression, and just about all those people that come and join Grievance, I'm sure that good first impression hits them, and most of them stay. A lot of them stay.
And speaking of first impressions, what stands out to me is anybody who joins Grievance, they register on our forums, and then we ask that they just leave a post under the guild game that they're going to be playing. Just a little bit about themselves, their gaming history, anything personal they want to share. And these posts always have a couple pages of, welcome to Grievance, so glad to have you, welcome to the family, and it just goes back and forth. Like, so many people just jump right in there and welcome everybody. We usually keep an eye out in TeamSpeak when we see somebody come in who's new, they won't have an icon, and somebody will always make it a point to jump in that channel and say, hey, are you new to Grievance? You need an icon. I noticed you don't have one. How's it going? And we just really, really try really hard to welcome everybody into the family, and not, we're not just gamers. I mean, this is a family. This is something that we want to do. We want to be here. Like, if it's just, I can't even put it into words. It's amazing. It's just awesome. If you have no idea, if you're interested, you could register for the forums. you could say, hey, I'm thinking about playing a game with you guys, so I'm going to register and post here, and you can come hang out with us on TeamSpeak. Feel us out. See if you like us, because you know what? You will, because we're awesome. So, there was another something here. Are Dominion and Exile raiding nights going to be on the same night and same time, or is there a chance for someone to be able to raid and level up in both factions?
It's too early to say. We don't know. We won't know that until we're actually in game. When we have everybody together, we can find out. Okay, juggling it. What's the best for everybody? You know, we want to go as many people to be able to raid as possible. So it's just too early to tell. Now, I will say this is, yes, you can raid in both guilds, but you need to say, I am Exile, I am Dominion. And one of them has to be your priority. You know, you can't be like, well, I know I play with you guys tonight, but I have to go. No, you got to make a commitment to one side or the other to do as your main raid. I mean, you can dabble with the other guys, but we're depending on you. I know. Right. I guess it's hard to put it that way, but we want everybody to show up so everybody can get through the raid content.
Yeah,
So.
I've noticed in Grievance guilds there is usually a raider rank. If you're a raider rank, you're just expected to show up for the nights you say that you're going to raid. Obviously, if something happens in your real life, you let them know, 24 hours, a day before, whatever, hey, you know what, I'm not going to be able to make it tomorrow night's raid, and we will pull somebody else in. There is no, if I miss this raid, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be able to raid, I'm going to lose my spot. There is absolutely none of that in Grievance. We want everybody to raid. That's the way it works. We want everybody to raid, and if there's more people than in a raid group, we will just try to pull more people on and make a second raid group. We'll rotate people out. People will literally step out and give up their spot just to let somebody else have a chance to go in there. It's not about hardcore progression and elitism, and it's about just playing a game with the people you love to play with. It's about family again. See? Family. It always comes back to family.
Comes around, big circle.
If you're not in Grievance, you don't get it. But if you're not in Grievance, you need to be in Grievance. So you should register for our forums.
Whatever game you're in, there's a guild window for that game. You can click the guild window open. You can see everybody that's in there. We use a little ranking system so we can keep track of people. But as far as personal ranking system, as far as I'm concerned, there isn't one. If you've got to leave, and then you're gone for a while, and you come back, as far as I'm concerned, you are just the same rank as you were when you left.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Welcome back.
Absolutely. There has been people who have left for a couple years at a time, and they are welcome back with open arms, same rank, same everything, because
their position did not change.
No.
They're the same as they were before.
Real life first. That's all we have to say. Real life first. Myself, I am a mother to 2 special needs children. This guild suits me 100%. I don't have to worry about having to take a couple days away to take care of my children because they're having issues. I don't have to worry about it. I'm not going to lose my raid spot. I'm not going to lose my friends. This guild is amazing. So, moving on. Can't wait to play Wildstar with you guys. That's from Nymera. Same here, Nymera. We're going to have an awesome time. Okay, looking forward to it myself. That's from Memo. We love Memo. Memo's awesome.
Hi, Memo.
He is our council president. We're glad to have him.
We have a council meeting this coming Sunday.
Scenaria says, I'm tired of hearing about Wildstar. I just want to play. There was a lot of A's in that play. So, would y'all be open to being on a role-playing server if there is one? We don't normally play on a role-playing server. We're usually just on a normal PvE server. That is not to say we don't have people who want to role-play. I would totally, personally role-play with you anytime. I love it. I think it's hysterical. I will. It's fun. I love getting into character. Maybe you haven't noticed. I'm not sure, but I do. I absolutely love it. And I'm sure there's other people in the guild who would role play.
Yep.
Silence.
I
am talking an awful lot. See, Vicious usually moderates. This is my first time moderating, so I'm just being myself.
Excellent job.
I don't know how he does it, so I'm just talking.
What do you mean you don't know how he does it? You're doing it already.
Yeah.
Tristan, I am not rolling a Chua. No, I am punting Chuas. I will punt them, and I will use those little rat traps.
Oh, they're a Chua. Did you hear that, Cannon?
Yeah, she's running a Chua. We know what she's doing.
I am new to this
Who was
show,
that?
so sorry if this has been asked, but what class is everyone planning on playing? I am going to play an Aurin.
Oh, is that what the...
An Esper right now, but if they come out with a better class that can be a dedicated healer, I will be that class. So, what are you playing, Creed?
So far, I'm just going to point myself to the Macari. I'm going to be a droid, and that way I'm just totally indestructible. You can hit me anyway, and you may put a little dent in me. Put a little dent right here, but I'm going to keep going.
It's like a kitchen appliance, isn't it?
That's a kitchen appliance.
We can take them, Streak. We can take them and pull them apart and turn them into like a dishwasher.
Right.
Just
Have you ever fought a Cuisinart?
Yeah, throwing a kitchen appliance in a bathtub full of water. What's going to happen to you? Oh, that's what's going to happen.
Nymera says, we need to zoom Creed out so we can see the full effect of his hand motions. Next time.
Yeah,
I will remember that. Creed has the jazz hands. Woot! Streak, what are you going to be playing?
More Dash. Hands down, more Dash.
Nice.
And I'm kind of with you. I'm leaning towards the Esper right now. I know the rumors going out there for a long time is possibly a medic or healer type class. If that is possible and the Mordash can be one, then that is definitely the way I'm headed. Now, if Carbine would hurry up and just tell us what the classes are and what can be used, that would be helpful.
That would be very helpful. Absolutely would be. Cannon, are you a tank?
Cannon Fodder is a tank. He stands up there and takes it for the team. That sounds wrong. But anyway, he's going to be a Cassian. And or Cassian, however you want to say
Cashin',
it.
what are you cashing in? Did you win something?
I'm going to cash in on my lottery tickets because I won big. I didn't. But there's rumors of another tanking class coming out, and after having some conversations about tanking classes that are currently out, that this new one might be the way to go. So, like you said, bring it out, Carbine. I want to see what it is so I can say, yep, that's what I am. So, I've always been more of a gun techie type tank. That's what I look for, Mr. Ninja.
Speaking of Dominion and punting Chuas in their evil ways, Mondo Zax, the evil little Chua. How do you guys feel about his backstory?
That poor guy. Look what he's had to put up with. I'm glad he's come up from all the rigors of what life has put before him.
Oh, poor little Chua. He just wants to destroy everybody. Or as Streak said the one day, accidentally, what did you say? Vaporize or something?
Yes.
I don't even remember.
That's right.
But
you drop a gun, it goes off.
It's all about power. You just whatever it takes to get the power. If it means kicking a sibling off to the side, then that's just what's got to happen.
Kind of a cliff.
They're evil rodents. They're evil little
rodents.
rodents. And they want to blow everything up. All they're doing is creating weapons of mass destruction so they can try to kill everybody. When all we want to do is build gardens and love everybody.
Yeah,
See?
plushies. That's all we want.
Yeah,
plushies.
yeah,
we want to live forever.
I've seen those rabbits out there playing and everything like that. My God, there's tons of them now. We can't let them get out of control like that. Jeez.
We reproduce pretty fast, so
I know.
be prepared for the Aurin uprising. You are going down.
I don't know if you heard my comment last week, but I described it as World War Chua, like the Brad Pitt movie. They're just going to come rolling. They're just going to roll everywhere. Yeah, they can't be stopped. If you stop some of them, the next wave is just going to just overwhelm you.
So, I'm going to direct this question at Creed. Creed, if you were to choose a race from the Exiles, what would you play?
Wow.
Oh.
What was that?
You choose an orange so I can plant my garden and carrots.
And roll around in plushies.
And punch my little plushies and just be a good little bunny.
Whoa.
Creed or Strieg? Wow. What would you play from the Dominion? What race?
Oh, probably the Cassians. I mean, they've got their pet dog Drakens, they've got their pet hamster Chuas, and they've got their, refrigerator, vending machine, appliance races all working for them. So, I guess I'd rather be a Cassian than to be one of their pets. Or appliances.
Remember, bathtub full of water.
Oh, God, you guys got me crying.
Cannon, how about you? Who would you play on the Exiles?
Probably the Granic, I think. Big boulder dudes.
Yes, very cool.
Yeah, they do look pretty cool. I like the looks of them. That dude with a cigar hanging out, that just kind of makes me laugh when I see him.
I would play...
Chua.
I would totally play a Chua. And you know what? I know I pick on the Chuas all the time and I talk about punting them, but that's because I'm an Exile. But I really think they're a pretty awesome looking race. I loved watching them run. They're like, woo, the way they run. And I think when I think Chua, I think running around circles and like biting people in the ankles. I think it would be a really fun race to play. But somebody had mentioned previously, and this is going long, so we're going to end this soon, but I just want to bring up that on a banner there was a Chua, and if anybody noticed, he was holding a gun.
Yeah, I saw that.
So who do you think has a gun? What class has a gun? A one gun. I know there's Spellslinger who has dual-wielding guns, but who has a single big bad gun?
Are we allowed to say that at the moment? We've really skirted that a lot,
Well, we can skirt it again. Do we? Everybody, just read our minds. I think we're all on the same wavelength. So we know why he's holding a gun, but we can't say. So we'll skip that question.
Yeah. Anybody that's been following Wildstar, these rumors of these two classes have been out there since the dawn of time. So I'm sure it's really not any big surprise.
Yep.
Duck Hunter. Barry Elthian says it's a Duck Hunter. All right.
Stupid dog.
Okay, guys, we're going about an hour. So again, Creed, always a pleasure. Strieg, same thing. Cannon, you need to be on more often. Soul Guardian over there in chat needs to turn his camera on for our next cast, or I will be holding him hostage in my house when Wildstar goes live, and he will not be able to play. So
I think I watched that movie. Did you break legs and everything when he does that? You're staying here. Crack.
Maybe next week Carbine will actually release some information. We'll have something to talk about. Obviously we're pretty good at talking a lot about nothing, but
awesome. We are all very excited for Wildstar. I am very excited for Grievance to have such a huge presence. I mean, the post I put on the forum about a Wildstar head count had like 1,300 views and over 200 posts or something. It's insane. And we haven't even gone into open beta yet, and people, you know how it is when open beta, people start coming into the guild. So I am really, really stoked for this game. I just hope it doesn't have to wait too long to go live. But anyway, I'm talking too much. So Cannon, Strieg, Creed, love you guys. Thank you for coming on. Avicious, I'm sorry your connection was pooping out. We did totally miss you in this cast, but you will be on the cast on Sunday. So yay, Avicious. So,
probably not even there. I think you went to watch the football game.
Oh,
I'm having connection problems.
Oh, yeah. The Eagles are on. I can't miss the Eagles.
Oh, big storm knocked out my internet.
Oh, snap. All right, guys. Signing out. Love yous.
Good night.
Bye-bye.